Good evening. I'd like to call this meeting to order for the City of San Juan at 6 p.m. May we rise for the invocation. Mr. Arjona, can you lead us, sir?
Sure, can we call our names? Dear Lord, thank you for your blessings you bestowed upon us. As we gather here, we pray that this meeting is successful, productive, and blessed. Guide us, give us wisdom. Lord, we give you the glory for what we accomplish. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Flag for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. May be seated. Ms. Diana. Okay, thank you.
Mayor, the first item, good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. The first item on the agenda, the presentations. We have presentations of scholarship awards by the San Juan Fire Department. Who's here from the Fire Department? Mr. Roland Casas.
Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Temp, Commissioners.
Good evening, sir.
Assistant Chief Rolando Casas, San Juan Volunteer Fire Department. We're here today to present a couple of scholarships for this 2018 graduating school year. This year we did a little something different. We took applications from all the high schools, being that we have students that reside within the city of San Juan that attend all the high schools. So we had a good amount of applicants from all the schools. The committee, which is most of the membership, the 17 membership, reviewed all the applications. We narrowed it down to these three individuals, and they're here to get presented the awards. So it came out being two from PSJ Bears and one from PSJ Memorial Wolverines. Wolverines did have their award assembly yesterday, so I was able to attend and present the recipient their certificate and over there during the award assembly. So let's go ahead and start off with Ms. Daniela Pulido Salinas. And she, and again, these scholarships are for $500 each. The requirements, the only thing is for them to get the funds, they need to bring us, once they're registered, they bring us a schedule, and we'll cut them out the check from, again, the volunteer funds. And these funds become available to us to be able to give to them through our fundraisers that we have, the barbecue, the haunted house, selling the fajita tacos during the haunted house. All those fundraisers that we do have, this is where the money comes in. And not only do we use it for that, but for funeral arrangements when we need it, clothing for the volunteers, stuff like that. That's where we turn the money around and try to give back to the community. So again, Ms. Daniela Pulido Salinas, if you want to come up, and then we'll call you all up. We'll take a picture with the commission here also, okay? We have from PSJ Bears, Omar Maldonado. And Carolyn Mendoza, also from PSJ Bears. So, Chief, if you want to come up, we'll take a quick picture. LT. And Mayor, if you would join us, please. This is Omar. So again, the scholarships were for $500. I know on the maroon folders there was a misprint. They put $250, so we're not trying to shortchange them. They'll get their check for $500. All righty?
It's all right.
That's on record.
The next item, Mayor Commissioners, is under presentation of departmental reports. Tonight, we have the Department of Finance, Police Department, the Fire Department, Municipal Court, and Department of Utilities. Everybody is here, ready, available, should you have any questions for them.
At this time, is there any questions for any of the directors?
If I may.
Go ahead, sir.
First question would be for Fire Department. I see on your call log, there is, regarding the emergency, the ambulance, I believe it is, you have about 15 highlighted entries. What does that mean? More than 10?
Yes, sir. The highlighted ones is the ones when the ambulance is delayed. Usually the response time is supposed to be 8 minutes, and anything between 8 and 10, anything over that, we highlight it to let them know. We bring it up to attention how many times they've been late for an actual emergency.
And do they give you a reason why?
On the monthly report, they submit a monthly report, and they'll give us a breakdown. But when it's substantially totally late,
Right.
when we have to call a secondary company, there's even times we might have to activate air evac, the chopper, but the Chief Garza automatically contacts the owner directly and the director, and they have a sit down in the office and they give the explanation why they were late.
Yeah, because I did notice there was a couple, like
There's-
20-minute response.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that's
because
more than double then.
usually they come up that there are times, they're responding out of McAllen, the hospital, that there's too many emergencies. And here in the city, they're supposed to have 2 MICU units. They state that they do have them, but if an emergency, let's say another city, Alamo gets a major accident with 4 transports, they'll pull out our 2 units and take them over there. So that'll leave our city uncovered. So in that time, they're racing back and forth to get back into the city so we can get covered.
You have a contract with them, correct?
Yes,
And
correct.
so they are responsible for providing somebody here 24/7?
Right, correct.
Okay.
All, Mayor Commissioners, what I can do is I can look into it, contact the provider, and if that was to be the case, what we can have is somebody on standby at all times. You know?
At about 15 that I
Yes.
counted.
Right, yeah, that's,
And let me ask you, when you dispatch these calls, is it together or is it just the fire department?
when we
and
get
the ambulance?
dispatched, sir, it's through our PD dispatch. If 911 calls comes in, they'll dispatch it, let's say, like earlier today, we had a male fall off of a roof. Dispatches on 911, so they hear the call, it's an emergency, they'll dispatch us, and they'll dispatch Medcare at the same time. But there's sometimes that Medcare gets the 911 straight to their dispatch, and when they don't have units available, they'll call our PD dispatch. So they'll dispatch us as first responders to go assess the scene, package the patient, and have them ready. That way they just get their load and go. Or if not, there's sometimes that they have a supervisor vehicle, which is just a regular pickup truck with a camper. It gets there and they provide patient care till they actually get an ambulance.
Chief, our 911s get directed, some of our 911s get directed to their ambulance services?
Yes, there's some that come into RPD here in San Juan, and there's some that go directly to Medcare. And there's some times that depending on the cell phone tower it hits, it'll go to FAR PD,
So-
Alamo PD.
So you're
or-
saying basically if I'm here in San Juan and I dial 911 and I need police and an ambulance service can pick up my phone call?
No, if you call 911, it's gonna be a police dispatch.
Okay, you mean direct calls?
Direct calls.
Okay.
A 911 direct call goes to a police
Yeah,
dispatch.
so I was questioning, I'm like,
Yeah,
how does
no,
911 go there?
no.
Okay.
The 911 goes to PD.
And there's a contract, right?
Yes, there is a
And the
contract.
contract stipulates that when a unit leaves the city,
Another one
somebody
must
has to
come in
cover,
and
correct?
cover. Yes, correct.
When is that contract?
I believe they were on a turnover contract this year, so I'm pretty sure it's turnover again in October.
When is the contract over?
Yes, I'll do that.
You know,
You mentioned also that you guys go with the ambulance service assist other cities, right? Like as far as if there's like a major accident, they pull out the ambulances from here to go help over there?
Right, correct.
Who makes that call?
It's Medcare, they're supervisors.
Okay.
We don't, like I said, like.
So none of you or Chief Diesel does make that call?
No, we won't say, you know what, take off to Alamo or anything. No, we only protect our city.
Okay.
Because let's say Medicare also has a contract for Alamo.
Exactly, yeah.
So sometimes Alamo doesn't have a unit. Sometimes you'll see them parked right there on Cesar Chavez in frontage by the Walmart. That way they can cover one for our city and one for theirs. But it just depends how severity of the accident or the call that they might need to pull out several units. Excuse me?
Are they your exclusive 911 provider?
Yeah.
You don't have any mutual aid contracts with any service providers?
That's between Medicare, the company. They provide on the contract who's their mutual aid provider.
You don't have recognized mutual aid providers?
No,
In the
no,
city?
no, sir. So
Any other questions?
usually what we do, if we have something major to the north, say 3-4 vehicle accident, we got 8 patients, we know they're gonna be delayed, we'll call, directly we'll tell our dispatch, you know what, contact Hidalgo County EMS, tell them to send me 2 units. You know what, launch me the helicopter, that they can take 1 if we get something major. And in major incidents, if we have, let's say, a school bus accident, we'll activate the trauma bus out of Westico Fire Department, that one can transport up to, I believe, 24 patients in the bus.
Any other questions?
All right, thank you.
I have one more comment, if I may.
Go ahead, sir.
Captain, just kudos to your guys for the apprehension of the fugitive that struck the constable last week. You all did a great job, so hats off. Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead, Mr. Hona.
Yes, the next item, Mayor, on the public hearing ordinances, conduct a public hearing and consider adoption of an ordinance in the first reading for rezoning request from single-family resident district to multifamily rezoning residence district for property legally described as Lot 6 and 7 of Block 11, Palm Vista subdivision located at the southwest corner of Citrus and Antelope Street, as requested by Apolonio Melendez. Mr. Cervantes.
Mayor City Commission, good evening. Mr. Melendez is proposing to rezone 2 properties from single-family residence district to multi-family residence district in order to build a duplex complex in each of the lots. He is proposing to demolish the existing house located at the corner lot and build duplexes in both properties. The surrounding zonings consist of single-family designations. Spot zoning is defined as the application of zoning to a specific parcel of land or parcels of land within a large zone area when the rezoning is at odds with a city's master plan and current zoning restrictions. In staff's opinion, this rezoning request fits the definition of spot zoning. Staff sent notices to 29 surrounding property owners. We did have some opposition to the rezoning request during the Planning and Zoning Commission, and the Planning and Zoning Commission recommended unanimously denial of the rezoning request.
Okay. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and open it up at 6:13 p.m. Is there anyone here for or against? You can go ahead and come up to the podium, sir, and state your name for the record.
Cristobal Viescas, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What was your name again? I'm sorry.
Cristobal Viescas.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Reyes.
I live, me and my mother and I live directly south of the property.
Okay.
We know that it's always been residential. I know there's some commercial towards the east, closer to the shrine. And I'm afraid since these people are not really homeowners, they won't care about their properties. I'm afraid that the crime might increase. I work a lot, and my parents, my mom is home most of the time by herself, and not only the crime, but also the noise pollution. People come in and go in different times of the, you never know. That's just a concern. Also, I don't know what kind of record this company has. If they have any complaints about, against them, I would like to know or find out something, in regards to that. And that's really my concerns, that they're not homeowners. The neighborhood has been pretty quiet. There's not really any complaints with the neighbors and stuff like that, so I wouldn't want that to change. That's all I have for today.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank
Reyes.
you.
Is there anyone else here for or against? Go ahead.
It's Maria Isabel Montañez. I live next to them. And I can see their properties right behind our house. My concern is that this area, the single-family residence, has been pretty quiet in the years. And I believe if they start building a duplex there or a multi-house building, there are a couple of lots around our neighborhood that have the capacity to do the same. And I feel that maybe this will be like a catalyst. Then other people are going to start wanting to build apartments and this and that. And it's really going to change the atmosphere and I guess the security also of where we live. And we know our neighbors there, and we know who comes and goes. And I feel like if it's a multi-residence, it's going to be hard for us to know, are these our neighbors, are these strangers? It's going to cause a lot of insecurity. I also believe it's going to increase like he said, the noise level, the traffic. We don't know if they're going to be clean neighbors and have pollution. I mean, there's places in the city where there's a lot of trash, and neighbors don't care. They just throw everything into the alley, and we do have an alley dividing that property in ours. So I believe those are our concerns, and I would like it to remain a single-family residence area.
Thank you so much. Anything else, ma'am?
This is my husband. Do you want to add to it? Jose Montañez.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So we are against it. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here for or against? Go ahead, ma'am. State your name for the record, ma'am, please.
Yes, good evening. My name is Marta Diaz. The property in question my family have owned for about 60 years is right adjacent to it. And currently my sister, who is disabled, lives there. The family's main concern is her privacy and more her safety. I've seen, as Mr. and Ms. Villegas have said, it's a quiet neighborhood. It's pretty much those old-fashioned, everybody. And I'm lucky that a lot of those neighbors take care of my sister, where I live in Far and my brothers live in Houston, so it's very comforting to know that they look after each other, and especially my sister. I wasn't able to make the planning and zoning meeting because I wasn't aware of the letter until she told me Friday evening. So I don't know what kind of a unit they're trying to make, whether it's a obviously multi, but I don't know if it's upstairs, downstairs. Her privacy will be, affected because they can look down. I don't know. But my concern also is the crime element, if any. It always comes associated with that. And again, it's just a quiet neighborhood that everybody knows each other, and it's been like that for a long time, for many, many years. So, there's going to be concerns about, most apartments, to my, they don't even vent or, who's going to rent. I know it would be, it's mostly sometimes just for the money, for rent. And certainly it would be probably something beneficial to the city in taxes, but it wouldn't be beneficial to the residents around there. Again, a lot of these people are old, elderly, they take care of each other, and it's just one of those neighborhoods. And again, my sister's safety would probably be, because it's right there, it's right next door, adjacent to that. So that's one of our great concerns. Did I say my name? I'm sorry. Yes. Okay.
You did, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone else here for or against? Is there any questions for Mr. Cervantes at this time from the commission?
Cervantes, you advised that the planning and zoning has denied the request,
It was unanimously
Okay.
a recommendation for denial.
How many times has it gone through to the planning and zoning?
Excuse me?
How many times has it gone to the planning and zoning?
Just once.
Okay.
Night.
Yes, unanimously.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Cervantes? If not, I'm going to go ahead and close this at 6:19 p.m. Is there a motion to deny request?
So move.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This motion has been denied. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The next item on the discussion and possible action on the following matters: consider selection authorizing city manager to enter into a contract with professional services companies for a cost of service water and sewer rate and debt capacity study pursuant to the RFQ 18-66-03-23. Mr. Salinas.
Good evening, Mayor Commissioners. Back on January 9th of 2018, Commission authorized staff to solicit for qualifications for a cost of service, water and sewer rate study, and a date capacity study. On March 23rd, 2018, we did receive responses from the following companies, Wildan, CapEx, and Raptelis. Today, we are recommending Wildan. The evaluation committee did evaluate all three, and it did receive the highest points. Wildan has a former partner in their economist.com. They're the company that performed the last rate study for the city of San Juan. So recommending that we go with Wildan.
Are they here?
No, sir.
No one?
No.
Okay, so your recommendation is Wildan?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is budgeted. It was budgeted at the last budget session.
Okay. Is there any questions for Mr. Salinas at this time from the commission? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
sir.
Next item, Mayor Commissioners, we have under consent agenda, we have item A, B, C, and D. Know that we can vote on them all together, or we can pull anyone out to make an order, to make an adequate decision on any of those.
At this time, is there any anything we need to amend or change?
Yes, let me just get to it real quick. On the minutes. Aquí vamos a ver. For the 27th, on the minutes, for the appointments to the Keep San Juan Beautiful Board, the name of the individual is Ivan Lopez, not Ivan. It's Ivan. If we can make that correction. The other correction on the appointment or the removal of Fred Rodriguez. I know you have it unanimous. I voted against. I don't know if anybody else voted against.
And what's this for?
The removal of Fred Rodriguez from the EDC board?
It was 4-1.
Yeah, it was 4-1.
No, I voted against.
Oh, then it was 3-2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I believe that was it.
Hold on. And this is the EDC board you're talking about, right?
Right. That
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
member.
I was against.
So those are the only corrections that I have.
Okay. With that being said on the record, is there a motion to approve? Oh, with those amendments, I'm
So
sorry.
moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. At this, go ahead. Alfonso.
Yes, the next item is executive session. The San Juan City Commission will convene into closed session pursuant to the provision of Chapter 551, Subchapter Exceptions to Requirements that meetings be open, Texas Code 551071. Consultation with attorney as follows. Consultation with attorney and possible action regarding public-private opportunities for development of the city of San Juan, public infrastructure pertaining to water and wastewater facilities pursuant to Texas Government Code 551.087, deliberation regarding economic development, negotiations, closed meetings, and 551.071, consultation with attorney.
Is there a motion to enter executive session?
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We will be going to executive session at 6:24 PM. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Under executive session, under A1, at this time, we will take no action. No action at this time. So is there a motion to adjourn?
That's a move.
Is there a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting has been adjourned at 6:54 PM. Thank you.